Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of the rule which provides consideration of legislation to protect women and girls in athletics and the resolution to curb the reckless anti-cop, pro-crime policies being carried out by the D.C. government. I'd be remiss to not point out the irony that my colleagues across the aisle have twisted themselves into a knot trying to malign a bill that seeks to protect a fair playing field for women and girls, a historically marginalized group. But it's telling about how far out of the mainstream some of these policies have become. Ensuring that biological female athletes can compete fairly and honestly with other biological female athletes is the epitome of common sense. And for the self-described party of science to ignore the biological realities between men and women is convenient and willful ignorance. What kind of message do we want to send to our young female athletes who work hard, putting in the time, the sweat, the tears into a sport only to find out that they lose a competition because the deck has been knowingly and purposely stacked against them? It's just plain wrong. Achieving notoriety and fairness in female sports has come a long way over the last several decades in this country, but there's still a very long way to go. And this bill would take us a half a century backwards. Everyone should have a right to compete in sports, but it can't come at the cost of trampling on the rights of women and girls to compete fairly. I'm proud to support this legislation that protects the original intent of Title IX to prevent discrimination on the basis of sex. I urge my colleagues to support this legislation that respects the realities of natural biology and protects fair opportunities for women and girls to compete and to win. And additionally, I'd like to share my support for H.J. Res. 42. As a member of the Committee on Oversight and Accountability, I was present to question the leadership of the D.C. Council about the latest efforts to vilify and defund the police.
Gentleman, time's expired.
I yield the next 30 seconds.
The gentleman's recognized.
It was shameful to see how the leadership of our nation's capital shrugged their shoulders at the alarming spikes in violent crime sweeping across the district. D.C. residents are fed up, and visitors to our nation's capital are fed up. Americans deserve to be safe, not subjected to repeat offenders shooting up Metro stop while they commute to work, as happened earlier this year. Our police officers and our first responders deserve to be supported, not vilified. And where Congress can, under current law, it should act to preserve law and order and prevent these reckless actions from taking effect. Mr. Speaker, I strongly support the rule, and I urge my colleagues to do the same. And with that, I yield back.